Good morning, or I guess whenever it is that you end up taking this class. Welcome to your gentle flow. We're going to flow and move, and then there's also some stretch in here as well. I have two blocks. If you're at home and have a strap, go ahead and grab a strap as well. You may or may not end up using it, but just nice to have, right? So feel free to do that. And then if you don't have a block, that's also fine, right? You're going to just lay your head down. It's all good. Don't worry about it. If you have a book or something like that at home and you want to wrap a towel around it, it'll kind of soften the edges out for you. If you have a block, you probably don't need to. I'm just using the studio's block, so I'm putting a towel on it so it doesn't, get it dirty. And then let's start off on our backs today. Now, if you do have a block, you're going to lie your head back and allow for your head to kind of rest on your block. You're going to feel a little bit of a tuck of your chin. And then those of you who would like to maybe even scoot your block back a little bit, I have my knees bent, my feet down on the floor. And then you might tuck your chin a little bit more. And then in a moment, feel if you can roll your head side to side. You're trying to kind of get on that occipital ridge, right? And so some people will even prop the block up so you're more on the edge of it, but I'm going to leave mine down and just kind of roll side to side. Let your shoulders soften down and away from your ears. Your arms can come down by the side body. And then if you notice the low back arching up and away from the mat, take a baby tuck of your pelvis so that you can flatten and lengthen your low back and kind of release it out. You have the option to leave your knees pointing up, or if you would like to take a collapsed bridge and drop your knees together with your feet kind of out towards the side edges of your mat. And then with your head either down on the ground, turning it side to side, or your head on a block. It shouldn't be painful at all, so make it be so. And if you would like to close down your eyes, I invite you to do so. You just take this moment here to kind of come into your practice. Even though it's a gentle flow and a stretch, it's still a practice. There's still a mental aspect here. Getting nice and focused, concentrating. And wherever you are in your breath cycle, go ahead and empty out your lungs. Let it all go. And then inhale, take a deep breath. Let your breath travel all the way up your spine. You might feel your belly expand up and your rib cage opens in all four directions. And then open your mouth, exhale, sigh it out. Let's do two more just like that. Inhale. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Open mouth, sigh. Now, even as we move today, and even as we hold, I'm inviting you to keep an even, steady, deep breath, right? So allow for the breath to kind of wash through your body and clear away the cobwebs of your mind. I know that sounds hippity-dippity and all that yoga speak, right? But there's truth behind it, right? I feel like we've reached a point where y'all can kind of trust me to know that if I say it, it's because I truly believe it. It's because I experience it whenever I'm on my mat. And so I invite you to open yourself up to that as well. Now, if you have a block underneath your head, slide it out from underneath you. And then bring the back of your head down onto the ground. Everybody inhale, reach your arms up overhead and extend your legs long in front of you. Roll out your wrists and your ankles, and I'm kind of stretching through my calves all at the same time. And then exhale to hug your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. And then keep your right knee in. Place your left foot down on the floor with your left knee bent. Relax your shoulders back and down. Inhale here. And then exhale to a half happy baby on the right side. So peace fingers to your right big toe. Or maybe your hand just finds your hamstring, your outer or inner arch. Kind of do you, feel what you need. Low back to the mat. Your left knee is pointing up. Just breathe for a moment. Feel that compression on your right hip. One more inhale here. Now as you exhale, bring your leg back through center and extend your foot up into the sky. Now at this point, you could grab a strap, loop it around the ball mound of your right foot. You could have a bend to your right knee, or you could just take your hands behind your right hamstring, right? And kind of rub here a little bit. Perfect. Now if you want to extend your left leg long, you can, but flex your foot once it hits the ground. And then pull your right shoulder back down. So you want your two clavicles to stay in line. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. And again, your right knee can be bent a lot, y'all, right? Take one more inhale here. And then exhale, with or without your strap, or without even holding onto your leg at all. Take your leg out to the right and turn your face to the left. Now when you do this, if you feel anything to the inside of your right knee, I want you to take a bend to your knee or bring your foot back up. So there should be no tension around your medial meniscus, your inner knee area at all. Breathe. It might be a little uncomfortable if it's tight, but if you feel something funky, back out. Now on your inhale, bring your right leg back up. Exhale, bend your right knee. I'm going to press my left foot down so I can scoot my hips to the right a little bit. Re-extend my left leg so it's nice and long. And then exhale, cross my right knee over to the left for a spinal twist. You can take your arms out to a T, turn your gaze to the right, let both shoulders stay down, and just keep breathing. And if you notice that your right shoulder's lifting, it's okay. Maybe you lift your right knee a little bit higher and get your back to kind of flatten down. And as you breathe in, you know you're breathing in. And as you breathe out, you know you're breathing out. Now inhale, draw yourself back through center. Take a moment. Scoot your hips back to center and then hug your knees back in towards your chest. Give it a minute. You can rock side to side, ankle next to ankle, ideally, rather than crossing them so your hips and your pelvis stay neutral. And then drop your right foot down to the ground, but your right knee stays bent. Hug your left knee in towards your chest. Good. One more inhale here. Feel the compression of your left thigh in towards your chest. And then exhale, half happy baby on the left side. You can bend your left knee. Draw your knee towards your armpit, your thigh kind of parallel to the sky. And then if it feels better to you to take your left hand towards your hamstring, do that, right? If you have a strap, you can loop it around at this point, around your left ball mounds, whatever is better for you, but let your right hip drop back down. I don't know if y'all noticed, but mine was kind of lifting up. Just breathe, y'all. And then inhale here. Exhale, draw your left knee kind of back towards center, and then extend your left leg straight. You might have a strap. You could loop it around the ball of your left foot. You could release altogether and then bring your hands behind your hamstring. You could also rub if it feels tight, right? So I've been telling you, I've been running a little bit more, and I do feel a lot more tightness in my legs than I normally do. And don't let me oversell it when I say running. It's the same shuffle it always has been, but it's getting a little bit faster. But it's okay if you notice some changes in your body as you start changing kind of what you do. Now, if you want to leave your right knee bent, do so. If you want to extend your right leg long, let your right heel come down to the ground and then flex your toes back towards your shin. Keep breathing. Relax your shoulders from your chest. And then whatever you feel like doing here, strap, fingers, no contact at all. Take an inhale. On the exhale, let your left leg extend out to the left and turn your face to the right. No pain to the inside of your left knee. Pit of your belly in and up. Relax your right shoulder down from the ear as well. Now inhale, bring your left leg back up to the sky. Exhale, release and bend your left knee. I bring my right foot down for a moment so that I have some pressure to lift my hips and slide them to the left. And then straighten your right leg back out. Cross your left knee over to the right. Turn your face to the left for a spinal twist. Breathe. Ideally, both shoulders stay down, but don't, force anything. Relax your brow and your jaw. Now inhale, slowly come back through center. Let your hips go natural, neutral, back to the ground, center, and hug your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Bring your hands to your kneecaps and let your big toes go to touch. Now with your hands on your knees, inhale, draw circles, take your knees, separate them out, and then exhale, you draw everything back towards the center. Inhale, separate your knees, open them out to all four corners of the room, and then exhale to pull it back in. So you're taking the ball and socket joint of your hip, you're rotating here, and kind of increasing your, so it's your synovial fluid, but communicating to the brain that we might need some of that here, right? So we're about to use the body. Now switch the direction, going the opposite way. So this is the way that my hips kind of sound crunchy whenever I go this way, because I always go the comfortable way first, right? And then hug your knees back in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins and bring your forehead up to your knees. And then head and shoulders back down to the ground. Let's take some spinal rocks and rolls. They can be as big or as small as you want them to be. I'm going to go full length of my spine, looking for a little bit of a supple sensation across my back. Keep your low back rounded, navel in and up, and take maybe 3 of these. On the last one, we're going to just meet in a seated position, crossing your legs. And I'm going to scoot back where I'm more into the center of my mat. Now once you're there, sit your bottom down, cross your feet at your ankles, and then lift your chest, right? So slightly drawing the navel in and up towards the spine, so you're supporting your low back, but you don't have to overdo it either. It's kind of soft. Now in this Sukhasana, your seated position, inhale, reach your arms out and up, look up. Exhale, drop your left hand down and reach your right arm up and over. Stretch through your right side body. So allow for the bottom floating rib to lift up and away from the top of your right hip. Breathe here. And then exhale, relax your right shoulder from your ear. On your next inhale, come right back through center. Reach both arms high. Exhale, drop your right hand down, reach your left arm up and over. Bow out through your left side body. And then let your left hip feel heavy. Now if you feel this in your low back at all, take the top of your pubic bone, draw it towards your navel so you feel a little release through your lumbar spine. Now inhale, take both arms back to the sky. Exhale, this time drop your right fingertips in between your shoulder blades and let your left hand grab your right elbow. Inhale, I want you to lengthen first. Exhale, hinge to the left, and now you're opening up through your upper back, your tricep, your right side body. Gaze underneath your right tricep if it feels okay. And breathe. And then inhale, come right back through center, both arms high. Exhale, drop your left fingertips in between your shoulder blades, right hand to your left elbow. Inhale, lengthen first. Exhale, hinge to the right and get a little bit more of a stretch now through your left side body. Take a deep breath in. Feel your left side rib cage expand. It kind of fans open and out. Now inhale, reach back up, arms to the sky. Exhale, come onto hands and knees and shimmy yourself back so that you're on the center of your mat. Stack your shoulders, your elbows, and your wrists. Bring your knees underneath your hips. Spread your fingers out wide. And with your inhale, let a soft belly drop down towards the ground. Lift your chin, lift your tail, let your heart press forward. And then exhale, reverse the movement. Dome out your upper back. Drop the crown of your head down. Tuck your chin. Move it side to side, maybe a little bit. And then right back through. Inhale. There's a sway to your low back. Now really move with your breath here. Exhale. Dome out your upper back. Separate your shoulder blades. And drop your head down. Let's take 2 more. Inhale to roll it through. And exhale to arch it out. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come into a neutral spine. Now exhale, draw your belly in and up. Inhale to reach your right fingertips up to the sky. On the exhale, drop your right fingertips behind your right ear. Inhale to lift a little bit more. Maybe you stack your right shoulder on top of the left. Exhale, tap your right elbow towards the left. Inhale to lift. And exhale to tap. Last one, inhale, lift, reach your right fingertips high. Exhale, thread the needle, right arm underneath your left, drop down onto your right ear, your temple, your shoulder. Your left hand can stay where it is. You can reach your left arm forward. You can wrap your left arm around the small of your back. You could also slide your left foot back and then press your left heel back so you get a calf stretch. Breathe. If you took that variation, slide your left knee back where it was. Wherever your left hand went, bring your left hand in front of your face. Press your palm down. Inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky. And then exhale, wrap your right forearm around the small of your back in a half bind. Fingertips look for your left hip crease. Inhale, lift your right shoulder up. And exhale, drop your right shoulder back down. Inhale, float your right hand high. And exhale, place your right hand down on the ground. Inhale, float your left hand up to the sky. Exhale, drop your left fingertips behind your left ear. Inhale, lift your left elbow. Exhale, tap your left elbow to the right. 2 more. Inhale, lift. And exhale to tap. Inhale, lift. Float your left arm up to the sky. And then exhale, thread the needle. Your left arm comes down underneath the right. Come onto your left ear, your temple, your shoulder. Your right arm reaches forward. Or your hand can stay in front of your face or wrap around the small of your back in a half bind. You choose. If you want that same variation, to step your right foot to the back of your mat and then kind of work through your right calf. Breathe. Gently draw your right knee back where it started if you chose. And then right hand in front of your face. Press your palm down. Inhale, float your left arm to the sky. And exhale, wrap your left forearm around the small of your back in a half bind. Good. Inhale, lift your left shoulder a little bit more. Look up. Exhale, let your left shoulder come back down. Inhale, float your left arm to the sky. And exhale, place your left hand down on the ground. Inhale, curl up your toes. And then exhale, lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. So create an inverted letter V shape with your body. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. So think navel in and up towards your spine. Your gaze, your drishti, is maybe in between your knees, your thighs. Some of you, if you're working Jalandhara Bandha especially, is going to be at your own navel, right? Almost like a tuck of your chin. Now inhale, take a soft bend to your knees and look forward. And then exhale as many steps as you need to walk your feet behind your hands at the top of your mat. You're more than welcome to have your two blocks here underneath your hands. Inhale, fingertips slide to your shins. Take the crown of your head forward, your tailbone back, your belly in and up. So I want you to really think here about your navel drawing in and tabletopping your back. And then exhale, hinge at your hips, drop the crown of your head down, and grab opposite elbows for a ragdoll. You have this option to be still, to breathe, or to breathe and sway. And right back through center. Let your feet, I cannot talk today, y'all. Let your hands come down to the earth. I'm going to heel toe my feet just a little bit closer together. And then inhale, come all the way up to standing. Reach your arms out and up. And exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. So y'all have done this with me before. Don't overthink it, just move and breathe, right? We're going to move into that kind of Tai Chi movement with the floating of the arms and the feet. So allow it to just kind of take over, right? It's all good. Take your elbows out by your rib cage with your palms facing up and your shoulders back and down. Now take your fingertips and let them point down. So now your palms are facing forward. All of your weight into your left foot. Inhale, bend your elbows, float your palms up. Lift your right knee to a 90-degree bend. Exhale, press your palms forward, your right foot forward. It's okay if you wobble, I don't care. Inhale, draw it back in, knee and elbows bend. Exhale, press your foot and your palms down. So think energy rising, energy pressing. Inhale, lift your left knee, float your palms up. Exhale, press everything forward. You don't have to straighten your left leg. Inhale, draw it back in, bend. Exhale, place and press down. Inhale, weight into your left foot, lift your right knee, float your hands up. Exhale, press it all forward. Let it be a moving meditation, a dance with your breath. Inhale, come back in. Exhale, press it down. Inhale, lift your left knee. Exhale, press everything forward. Inhale, draw it back in. Exhale, press down. Inhale, lift your right knee. Exhale, press everything forward. Inhale, right back into 90-degree angles. Exhale, step and place it down. Inhale, lift your left knee. Exhale, press everything forward. Inhale, draw it back in. Exhale, place it down. Inhale, float your right knee up. Exhale, press it all forward. Inhale, draw back in. Exhale, place it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. Inhale, bend. Exhale, down. Last two, only cueing the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last round. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. chest. Close your eyes. Give yourself a moment here. Breathe into the energy that you created by moving with your breath, right? The mind-body connection is a powerful thing. Just kind of feel it out for a moment, then inhale, take your arms back up, lift your chest, maybe your gaze. Exhale, forward fold, chest to your thighs. Inhale, lengthen your spine halfway. Exhale, step your left foot back and soften your left knee down to the ground. All right. Left knee down to the ground. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Salamba Anjaneyasana, your supported crescent lunge. Exhale, kind of stay here, just be, right? Pull the pit of your belly in and up. So you're supporting your lumbar spine by drawing everything back. Now inhale, reach your fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, let's do this. Take your elbows back and down. Lift your chest first. So the knots on the fronts of your shoulders, roll them back so you kind of broaden and spread through your collarbones. And then inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, open arm twist to the right. So take your left fingertips forward, your right fingertips back. Your gaze might follow your right thumb, right? Feel it out. And then only if it feels appropriate to you, your right hand can drop to the small of your back or to your left hamstring and reach your left arm up. So getting a deep stretch through your left hip and your psoas. Breathe here. It's more supportive with the hand on the low back, right? Take one more inhale, and then exhale your left hand down to the inside of your right foot. Inhale, float your right arm up to the sky, stack your shoulders, gaze to your right fingertips, and then exhale, stay right here. If you want, option to bend your left knee, reach back, catch your left ankle with your right hand, but you don't have to. You could also roll to the outer edge of your right foot, splay your knee open, just make sure that you're watching your left elbow, and you breathe. Now it's a soft release of your left foot back down to the ground, and let your right hand come up and over to the inside of your right foot. You could turn your right toes back forward, your right knee back forward, or just stay right here with your knee opening out and find a lizard lunge. If you would like to bring your forearms down, you absolutely can. Roll your shoulders back, lift your chest, lift your chin. Now from here, let your right foot come back down to the ground. If you rolled it open, curl up your back toes, lift your back knee. This is your inhale. Exhale, step your left foot outside of your left hand, heels in, toes out. Drop your hips low and find Malasana Yogic Squat. Lift your chest, seal your palms together at heart center. We're gonna breathe here for 5, so close down your eyes if you'd like. If you need more sensation, that's when you press more with the upper arms into your inner thighs. If you need less, you remove that pressure by kind of taking your elbows away from the legs. Last 3. Squeeze at the base of your pubic bone, so Mula Bandha. Last 2. And 1. Hands down to the ground. Inhale, lift your hips. Now as you exhale, turn your toes to 12 o'clock, but take your feet out mat's width distance apart. Now inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, spin all the way to the right. So all 10 toes are now pointing towards the long edge of your mat. It's a very short stance pyramid pose, right? So pull your right hip back, your left hip forward, and slide your navel towards your right thigh bone. Now you could bend into your right knee if you need it, or if you need blocks or just want them, slide them outside of your right foot. Breathe here. Really press down into the big toe ball mound on your right foot, unless what you need is to activate maybe some calf stretching, in which case you're gonna shift your hips back and lift your right toes. Let your right toes come back down to the ground. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, spin back towards the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine halfway. Exhale, heel toe your feet closer together. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale, step your right foot back and soften your right knee down to the ground. Your left knee tracks your heel or your ankle. Draw your navel in. Inhale, bring your shoulders up over your hips, your arms up over your head. Stay for your exhale, Salamba Anjaneyasana. Let your left hip pull back, right hip forward. Breathe here. Arms come up overhead. Inhale, lift a little bit higher. And then exhale, elbows back and down. Lift your chest. Inhale, arms to the sky. And exhale, open arm twist to the left. Your right fingertips go forward, your left fingertips go back. Maybe your gaze follows your left thumb, but pull your belly back. And keep the bend in your left knee. Now if you want to go there, your left hand comes to the small of your back or your right hamstring. I'm going to press lightly into my sacrum. The hips shift slightly forward. And then your right arm reaches up. So it's a deep stretch on the front side of the right side body. Breathe. One more inhale here. And then exhale, place your right hand down to the inside of your left foot. Inhale, float your left arm up to the sky. Watch your left knee, your ankle, your toes. They're all still at 12 o'clock. Stay for your exhale. Now you have the option to just stay here or inhale. Exhale, bend your right knee, reach your left hand back and catch your right ankle. From this point, if you want to roll to the outer edge of your left foot and soften your hips down, you can. But watch your right shoulder, your elbow, your wrist, and breathe. One more inhale here. It's a very soft release. Exhale your right foot down to the ground, your left hand to the inside of your left foot. Option to stay here with your left knee splayed open or to come down onto your forearms. You do you. Breathe in. And out. When you're ready, your hands come back underneath your shoulders. Bring your left foot back flat to the ground. Curl up your right toes. Lift your right knee. This is your inhale. Exhale, giant step forward. Right foot outside of your right hand. Heels in, toes out. Bottoms low. Hands to heart center. Lift your chest. Malasana yogic squat. Now this round, we've done a little bit in the shoulders and in the upper back. If you would like to open up through the chest a little bit more, inhale, reach your right arm out in front of your right shin and take your left arm up to the sky. Breathing here. One more inhale. Exhale, hands come back to heart center. Inhale, left arm out in front of the left shin, right arm reaches up to the sky. Breathe here. And then exhale, hands back to heart center. Inhale, bring your hands down to the ground. Lift your hips, turn your toes to 12 o'clock, but you want your feet on the outer edges of your mat. Now inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, spin all the way to the left, so all 10 toes are now pointing towards the long edge of your mat. Stretching now your left hamstring. Draw your left hip back, your right hip forward. I'm going to flip around so you know it's a better angle. And then if you want, you can take a bend into your left knee if you want it. Your right toes could angle slightly out to a diagonal if that feels more comfortable on your hip and on your low back. Otherwise, they can point forward. So you got to kind of figure it out and do you. Breathe. you inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, spin back towards the top of your mat. All 10 toes now towards the short edge. And then one more time, exhale, bend your knees and drape your chest towards your thighs and grab onto opposite elbows for a ragdoll and kind of sway side to side if you like it. So sometimes I actually will rub the backs of my legs because I'm sore. Yeah. Now from here, inhale to lengthen your spine. Now some of you are going to have blocks underneath your hands here at the top of your mat. Let me just grab mine so that I can show you. So here we are. And then just a little bitty bit of strengthening, right? So your toes and your knees point forward. Your feet are about hip width distance apart. I'm going to have you bend your knees and stick your bottom back, right? And drop it down. So it's kind of like a chair pose, but it's not. It's a low chair where your hands are down on the ground or on your blocks, right? So you do what you need to do. You might feel your rib cage be on top of your thighs. And I'm not sure where you're feeling today. It's hard whenever I can't see y'all, you know? But if you're feeling pretty spacious in the backside body, you might start to heel toe your feet out a little bit wider, yeah? Pull the pit of your belly in and up. And you could bend your knees and kind of slide your shoulders in between your thighs. Drop your head down. And whenever you start to hug your upper arm bones with your inner knees, your inner thighs, you're going to stretch your upper back while at the same time getting a lot deeper into your hamstrings. Drop your head down. And then everybody let go, forward fold. You can heel toe your feet a little bit closer together. And then inhale, roll all the way up to standing. Reach your arms out and up. And then exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana, chest to your thighs. Drop your head down. Inhale to a halfway lift. And then exhale, hands to the earth. Step your feet back and soften your knees down to the ground. Turn the eyes of your elbows forward, and your elbows are going to point back. And then soften all the way down to your belly. Nice. Your pubic bone toenails down on the ground. Hands right outside of your chest. Now inhale, roll your shoulders back. Lift your heart. And exhale, melt it back down. So the elbows will stay bent. 2 more times. Inhale, roll your shoulders back and lift your chest. And exhale, wave it back down. Last one. Inhale, roll it back. And exhale to come down. Inhale, pull your heart forward to lift it. And then exhale, take your hips back to a child's pose. Big toes can come to touch. Drape your chest on your thighs. And roll your forehead from side to side. Now inhale, press up into your box pose. And then exhale, pull your belly in and up. I'm going to flip the other way. Inhale, extend your right leg long behind you. Grab my towel. And then exhale, step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Now from here, lift your left toes and spin them towards the long edge of your mat. So your right hand is to the inside of your right foot, your right upper arm bone is to the inside of your right near thigh. So it's like a modified side angle pose. We've done some hips now, so you might choose to stay right here. Your right hand might be on a block, right? You could lift your left arm up to the sky. Gaze to your left hand, yeah? Breathing here. If you could use more, take your hands down to the ground and start to walk yourself over towards kind of the floor, away from your right foot. It's gonna get deep fast, so I want you to pay attention. Your right knee and toes should stay at 12 o'clock and stacked. But at some point, you might drape your chest down like you would in a downward facing dog and let your forehead reach down. You might not. Relax your shoulders from your ears. Good, y'all. You could also just take your right hand in towards your inner thigh and press it open a little bit more. And when you're ready, walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Face back forward. Lift your left toes. Spin them back towards the short edge of your mat. And then heel toe your right foot to the center of your mat. Now inhale to pull your heart forward. Exhale, shift your hips back. Let's find the Ardha Hanumanasana, your half split. You could stay here. We've done some pretty extensive hamstring work today, but I mean, to be honest, I still feel a little sticky, so if that's you, stay right here. If you want to move into a full front split, so your Hanuman, let your right leg extend out in front of you. Your left leg goes back behind you, but you want your hips to stay squared. So your left hip is still pulling forward, your right hip is pulling back. And breathe. Wherever you are, either in your half or your full variation, it doesn't matter. And then on your inhale, walk yourself back forward. Rebend your right knee. And then exhale to heel toe your right foot over. Ekapada Raja Kapotasana, your half pigeon. Yeah. So let your left leg extend long behind you. Bend your right knee. Your right shin goes anywhere between parallel and heel all the way up to your pelvis, anything between. Pull your heart forward. Let your left hip feel heavy. And then exhale to melt yourself down. Your arms can reach forward, out, or back. But breathe. Relax your brows, relax your jaw. Now if this doesn't serve you, you can take your double pigeon, stack your left shin on top of the right. You can come down onto your back and cross your right ankle over your left knee. Pick something that resonates. Relax your brows, your jaw. Notice where you started to maybe brace for impact, especially the traps, the shoulders, the upper back. Got about 5 more breaths here. Now slide your hands back underneath your shoulders. Inhale to lift your chest. Curl up your back toes, lift your back knee, and then exhale, float your right leg up and back, bend your right knee, stack your hip yana open, and then extend your right leg long, place your foot down on the ground, and soften back down onto hands and knees, so your box pose. Inhale, extend your left leg long behind you, and then exhale. Step your left foot outside of your left hand. So here we go. On your inhale, lift your right toes. Spin them towards the long edge of your mat. Now your left knee is a 90-degree bend and your arm is on the inside of your left leg. You can have your hand down on a block. Guys, you could even, I should have said this on the first side, you could bring your forearm up to your thigh and make it more accessible. You got to figure out those little ways that it works with your body, right? So your hand is down on the ground if that's where you're at. Your right arm can kind of be doing whatever you need it to do, reaching forward, reaching back, wrapping around. Some of you might be moving forward and backward. I don't know, right? And then you could start to walk your hands towards the right and walk them out. Ideally, your left knee is going to stay on your heel or your ankle, though. It's not going to back off. It's not going to kind of hang in. You stay with the same integrity that you started the pose off in as you add on. Once the integrity gets lost because of the add-on is not for you today. It's not necessary. You back up a little bit, right? And it's fine. So maybe you're walking your hands out towards that diagonal. Drop your chest down. Maybe your forehead comes down. Maybe not anywhere close. It's cool. But breathe. And then gently start to walk your hands back. Slide your hands back forward. Lift your right toes, spin them towards the back of your mat. You're here. Heel toe your left foot to the center of your mat. And then inhale to pull your heart forward. Exhale, shift your hips back. Find your half split. If you want to move into your full front split, take your left leg forward, your right leg back, and drop yourself down, but with control. So your pelvis, your area down here is not just flattening down into the mat. Mula bandha, you squeeze at the base of your pubic bone. There's a buoyancy here, and your shoulders are back. And then if you want to stay in half, stay in half. Or anywhere in between, y'all. You know, you could slide a block underneath either your left hamstring or your pelvis, kind of your hip, depending on what feels better to you. If you're in progress between half split and front split, it's okay. Breathe it out. If you're in your full front split, you're going to meet us in the half. And then we all inhale, walk it back forward. Bend your left knee. Exhale, heel toe your left foot all the way to the right and find your half pigeon. Right leg extends long behind you. Your left knee is bent, shin anywhere between parallel, heel to the pelvis. Pull your heart forward. Get length first, and then exhale, melt yourself down. Same options apply. On your back for reclined pigeon, or stack your right shin on top of the left for double pigeon. Relax your brows and your jaw. Shake your traps, your shoulders out. Get a little loose, yeah? And breathe. Five more breaths. slide your hands back underneath your chest. Inhale to lift. Curl up your right toes, lift your right knee. And exhale, float your left leg up and back. Bend your left knee, stack your hip. Yawn it open, circle it out. And then place your left foot back down on the ground. Soften your knees down, hands and knees, box pose. And let's find ourselves in a seated position. Extend your legs out in front of you. And then roll down one vertebra at a time until you're flat on your back. Take your time getting there. And then once you're down on your back, now I have the block just because my clippy, so y'all don't need to worry about the block. Once you're down on your back, inhale into a full body stretch. Reach your arms forward, take your arms back and your legs forward. And then exhale to hug your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Rock yourself side to side. And then bring your feet down to the ground, hip width distance apart. And just inhale, press your hips up into the sky for a quick bridge of the spine. Lift your hips, bridge pose. Press your feet down. Relax your brows, your jaw. One more inhale there. And then exhale, soften your hips back down to the ground. Your hands just rest to the earth. And then windshield wiper your knees from side to side. And then right back into center. Inhale here. Exhale, hug your knees in. Bring your forehead up to your knees. Take a deep breath here. If you need anything else, feel free to do it. Otherwise, exhale, extend your legs forward. Find your Shavasana. Your arms can kind of do whatever you need them to do, down by the side body or sprawled out. But close your eyes, relax everything down. You're holding on to nothing. And rest. What you'll need is to be here a little bit longer. I want you to tune me out and stay right where you are. Otherwise, begin to deepen your breath. wiggle your fingers and your toes. And on your inhale, float your arms up overhead and find your full body stretch. And exhale, hug your knees in towards your chest, wrap your arms around your shins. And you'll roll over to the right or press up to your comfortable, easy sit just right where you are. But again, if you are comfortable and you are in a meditative state and resting and you don't have anywhere else to be, you just stay, right? There's no rush. Those who are ready, we're in a seated position, Sukhasana, ankles crossed, hands to heart center. If that is something that resonates with you, Anjali Mudra, take a bow for a moment to this practice, to yourself for rolling out your mat and stepping on it, and to the people that practiced with you in this moment or whenever it is that you take this, right? Thank you all for being here. Have a great rest of your day. Namaste.